What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Coach Rhodes, our man, Coach Bird.
What's up?
Hey, Unscripted Coaches, episode 13. Let's get it started, Coach. I mean, I don't think, well, I just know, we sure didn't see that coming Sunday night,
No,
did you?
football's over, too, so yeah.
Yeah, it's over, but.
That was ass whipping.
What?
Hey, can I say ass on this?
Well, I guess you can now.
Because that's what it was.
Hey.
That's just what it was. That was a beatdown.
It was bad. I mean, and I will tell you this now. We talked a lot about the officials and, like, you know, how, and I said in close games, you know, it sets itself up. One or two plays here or there, some calls, you know, you put the calls in the officials' hands. That was gone.
Yeah, that was because
they just
dominated.
They just blew them out of the water.
I mean, defensive touchdown, they did everything.
Well, defensively, they were in Mahomes' face all night long.
He had no answer. You know, most of the time he could scramble, make something. He had no answer. No, and then you heard early, well, he took a hard hit. He might have been concussed a little bit. Now, he won't concuss. He was just running for his life all night.
They were after him.
And you hit it on the head. You said, I said to be the best, you got to beat the best team, and they did. But you had Philadelphia winning anyway, and we hit on the over.
Yeah.
But,
well, I didn't follow the NFL very closely this year. You know, no particular reason, just didn't get into it as much as I have in years past. One of the things I didn't realize, they attacked two things, I think, that stood out to me. And they attacked the defensive side of the ball. Then they brought in a defensive coordinator. They had like 5 new defensive position players that were key players on the defense. And then they brought in Barkley.
You know what that? Yeah.
The run game. And their offensive line, they averaged 6'6", 330 pounds, I think, across the board. That's massive. I mean, the center, I think, was the smallest guy, and he's huge.
They didn't have no answer. And you talked about the quarterback. That's a great story. And then Barkley coming over to the things he did this year, and everybody says, well, he didn't have the 60, 70 yards rushing, but I think it allowed the passing game to open up.
They were gonna make Philly beat them with the pass,
and they did.
And they did.
And
hey, listen, hats off to Jalen Hurts, man. You know what a testimony. I mean, good gracious, to go through everything he went through in college and to stick it out, and then, you know, I hate how we magnify every little thing. You know, I'm not a big fan of the commercials. You know, love Hurts.
Yeah.
But hey, his story is awesome, and I get it. He's had an opportunity to capitalize that. I'm sure he's getting financial gain, but you know, I don't really care to blow it up like that. But man, it's a good story. Yeah, it's a good story for him.
And Kansas City made it. I mean, it respectable at the end with them 3 little touchdowns at the end, but it was way over.
Yeah, we knew that was what it was. But
they were fixing some prop bets on that because a couple of them hit on that. But shout out to Philadelphia and like you say, Philadelphia fans, the hero. You either like them or you don't like them because they're gonna be what they are, and they took it home.
It's anyways, it was something different. So,
but
Coach,
it was a big down. It was a big down. Hey, let's talk about the football game. When we gonna have a good halftime? I just think I ain't real. I mean, last year I liked it a little bit because it had the old throwbacks and stuff. You know, I can deal with that. They had but I don't know. And that's all you hear talk about how bad it was. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing: when you dial in on one genre, you got people that's either gonna love it or not.
Well, yeah.
Had it been country music or rock or whatever, if you're not a fan of that music, you ain't gonna like it. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't really care either way. I mean, it wasn't like it was terrible. Thought there was some good parts to it. I thought it was some great design and all. I know there's a lot of apparently there's a lot of meaning behind a lot of stuff he was doing.
And I don't really know much about it. I mean, I've listened.
Whatever. I'm in for the entertainment.
He likes some of it. But if you're going to have a, 20-minute halftime, just split it up a little bit if you want to. Have 2 performances.
Well, I thought the year that, I believe it was 2 years ago, when Snoop Dogg and all them were on there.
I think it was last year, wasn't it?
I don't know. We already got in trouble with that one time.
I think it might have been last year. We had Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and all them.
But it was cool. They had like different eras. I mean, that was awesome. And I think you can get people into it. You're never going to have 100%, satisfaction with that.
Yeah.
Unless you just do some really great crossovers. But
and I wonder if the Kansas City fans didn't like it because they wanted to get over and get home to the house.
Probably.
Hey, I don't think Taylor Swift was. I don't know her prop bet then, but I didn't see her about one time. 2 times. I didn't see her. So, just great job for the Eagles. But I mean, let's just have a Super Bowl one time where everybody ain't no controversy at halftime or whatever. Just like I said, I didn't watch a whole lot of the game because I was at my buddy's house and played cards and stuff.
And when it gets out of hand, you don't watch it. I'm sorry. When it gets out of hand, you don't watch it. You're going to tune out. You know, I didn't watch much of the second half.
And I'm sure there's some good commercials. I mean, the Dunkin' one, that one up there.
And
I like Matthew McConaughey's in every commercial there is now, and I like his, but I really didn't get into it. But
they won't. I don't know. It just didn't have the same vibe this year.
Nah. They took it right to start with, didn't they?
Yeah, for sure. Well, hit this because this kind of ties into NFL. We talked about it a little bit last time. How about Matt Patricia being named, potentially being finalizing a deal with the defensive coordinator job at Ohio State?
Yeah, I know.
That's hey. So he goes and gets Chip Kelly from the NFL, brings him in as his OC, and now you got Patricia coming in to be on the defensive side. You know, that's pretty good for Ohio State, man. You see it. I wonder if that's going to be the trend. I've had that thought process, especially now that the college game is really starting to model itself after the NFL. You know, in terms of, hey, you got to pay the players, you got to overhaul your roster.
Money ain't no problem getting coaches
GMs,
and stuff like that. Money ain't no problem. Like I saw today, the SEC received $53.7 million each school, just as a cut. I don't know what that ain't even televised, television stuff. $53 million, so they can afford to pay what they want to pay.
Well, speaking of the SEC, I'm looking at the top 25 here in basketball. So Coach Bird's going to tell you this spiel, and I'm going to count them.
Big talk on basketball. And I'm a basketball fan. I know a lot of people out there like basketball. But right now, like Jay Billis and people like that think that the SEC is the most dominant basketball conference from top to bottom that we'd ever had. They're saying it's better than the ACC used to be in the 80s and the 90s. But you also got to realize ACC was 8 teams.
Yeah.
This is 16 teams. And they're projected, there's 3 teams, Alabama, Auburn, and Florida are the top 3 teams in the country, and they have the highest projection to win the NCAA tournament. I don't know if they're the most dominant ever, but it's pretty good. They probably got 12 teams ranked.
Well, there's 9 in the top 25 right now. Of course, there's some teams now they mix up. I may be missing one of the new teams that's in there, but there's 9 in there right now. But you got 4 out of the top 5 are in the SEC.
Or the number, top 5.
Man, Auburn, Alabama, Florida, 1, 2, 3. Duke's in at number 4, and then you get right back in with Tennessee. At 5. So,
and they're projecting one of the SEC teams, and that's hard. I mean, it's hard to do to win, but they're projecting that it comes out of the SEC this year.
Well, and that's certainly a shift, for the longest time, and really even. I mean, I know Florida had a run with Billy Donovan.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back.
But before that, I mean, it was more. Am I right, Coach? ACC Big Ten was kind of like Ohio State, Michigan's, and that crowd, with Kentucky scattered in every now and then. So,
and the ACC was when they had 8 teams originally. That was kind of dark, but now they've added all these, so they don't have as much left. Yeah. Carolina's down, everybody's kind of down, and I like what's his name, Bruce Pearl at Auburn. Yeah. I think he's one of the best coaches in the country. What he does. And we're going to start getting on some basketball picks. I know a lot of people like the basketball games, and we're going to definitely do something with ACC and SEC tournament and things like that.
We missed out on the video, guys. We're going to do something special with the Super Bowl. And Coach Bird wasn't feeling the best of the world over the weekend. Then I've had some issues this week, so we hadn't had a chance to film that. But, we did have a little, we call it impromptu.
Yeah, we did have a little. And we're going to start doing a little challenge like that. Mine was the basketball, and then Coach is in better shape, and he kind of proved to me that he still got it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it won't necessarily pretty, but it's effective. But I'll tell you this, we won't be. Well, if we're going to keep this podcast, we said 7 was the average, and the reason you don't have it is talking. Well, these boys keep betting some money, and then I win the challenge.
Start paying some money.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to start giving me money, or we're going to need to just do a friendly challenge. Well, that's probably what we should have done. But I probably wouldn't. But then again, I probably wouldn't have made that long run for free.
I think we got to get Coach Pock on some kind of challenge. Well, let him get his face behind that.
Yeah, well, y'all picked on me, man, but I went back and watched that thing.
Yeah,
Coach Pock. You were talking about Coach Pock was saying, "Oh, he ain't gonna make it, dog."
Yeah.
He ain't gonna. He was laughing at me. Then all of a sudden he said, "He ain't gonna make it." Wait, no, he gonna make it. Like in a split second, I changed your mind. You must have seen. I'm gonna hit it with a boost, Coach.
You come around
hit it with a boost.
You didn't see it real good coming around that curve, but when you you know, your head. I've seen some
You
good
said it.
athletes when they drop their head back.
Yeah.
I said, he's moving.
I'm ready.
Now. He's
Yeah.
moving.
And they say that I wouldn't have made it, but I think I could have ran that thing in 45 seconds. I checked my watch.
I
Go back and look at the video. I checked my watch. I seen it. I put my hand up, and then I started coasting. So go back and check it out. It's a good video. It's a good video.
We're gonna come out with another. We got another podcast coming out this weekend, don't we?
Yeah, we're gonna do something a little different for next week's episode. We're gonna film it this weekend, and just stay tuned. Let's make it a surprise, Coach.
Yeah, we got a surprise
It's a
for you. We're gonna
surprise
start
for
doing
you.
a few things.
Next
Tune
week.
into this thing. Hey, all these people y'all been talking about merch. Now we have it in, but
Yep.
you kind of got to hit us up and let us know what size you want, and just get up with us. I mean, we've got it. We just put in another order this week.
Yeah, getting some youth sizes in, some more smalls. That was kind of the hot ticket, but. There's a lot of our friends, Coach, that ain't wearing a small.
Yeah,
they're like me and you,
No,
Coach.
we got a lot of extra large.
They're gonna have an X in front of there
2XLs
somewhere.
and stuff like that. I got a lot of buddies that need some big shirts too. But
no names. The whole crowd that was at the barn the other night. You should just took. We should have sold them right there. So
and like I said, we're gonna have some special things next couple of weeks. But we're all gonna start hitting on some basketball, definitely during the tournaments, and maybe a little NBA. I ain't a big NBA fan. I don't like it till it gets to the playoffs. I know they trade every other week.
at some point we need to talk about that because this.
I mean, like the big trade, the big talk was what's
Luka,
his name?
whatever.
Going to the Lakers,
Going to the Lakers.
and that's all that is. And hey, the NFL big talk now. What's his name? Coach Potts' favorite quarterback for the Jets, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
He's looking at another team.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah, and he's out from the Jets. I don't know where he'll go.
Probably to the house.
Travis Kelce. Talk about him. I saw the numbers they were going to offer him just to be a sports broadcaster was. I don't know how you turn it down. I don't know how you turn it down.
His image sure changed.
Yep.
I saw him warming up pregame and hardly recognized him.
Yeah.
Not bashing it. I'm just saying he's got like a different hairstyle, all clean cut and
Yeah,
stuff.
he's a movie
Hey,
star
man.
now, ain't he?
Hey, whatever, man. I will tell you this. I don't want y'all to not tune in our podcast, but now him and Jason Kelsey's podcast, that's entertaining stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll throw him some love. Maybe one day.
Maybe we have him on here one day, a little live podcast with him. Because we're going to get up there. I mean, that's what I would like to talk to me. I would like to talk to you. I mean, you can talk about the serious stuff, and I'll cut up a little bit. I mean, we got a lot of older coaches that watch us. Coach Byrne, Coach Avian. We got a lot of older people that watch us.
Stay tuned. You don't know what's coming your way.
Never knows coming. There's going to be some more challenges. We're going to have a giveaway for the basketball thing. You got to be able to name 5 things we do. The first 2 get it, they get free shirts.
There you go. Heard it here first. Hey, we appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe. Unscripted Coaches.
Check us out next week.